Truth about a boss.
Hello. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday with your favorite host, B. Brown, the Revolutionary. And I am here with a very special guest who has always been a fan of Talk About It Tuesday. And not only is she a great fan of Talk About It Tuesday, but she works behind the scenes to make things happen. So, welcome to the show, Sunshine.
Blessings on blessings. Hello, everyone.
All right, so this is a makeup show, being that it was some things going on Tuesday. So I wanted to come and make sure I gave the fans exactly what they wanted for a new episode of Talk About It Tuesday. And definitely, we have some hot topics for you guys. So let's get right into it, shall we? Um, Matter of fact, before I get right into it, Sunshine, how has your day been?
Well, I woke up this morning, so I won't complain. Um, been a little hectic. There's a lot of personal things going on. However, I take the time to sit and meditate, give to God, and just, I feel a whole lot better now. I'm doing well.
Okay. Well, I am so glad to hear that because, when life comes at us, we definitely have to just adjust and come up
Hmm.
with a way to make things happen. Life is not easy, but it is worth, everything that we put into it.
Exactly.
Can
I
you
say
agree
you
with
always
that?
have to find the positivity out of a quote unquote negative situation. That's how you grow as people.
Okay, well, let me ask you this one question. What has been a highlight of yours, even though I know that you said you were dealing with some things today? What has been a highlight for you today?
A highlight for me today. Um, I don't know. It's just the fact that I was able to really just sit within myself and just take my own advice and sit and gather the positivity out of the situation that I was in. I had to realize that through my own suffering, I was able to help someone else get through their suffering. So I guess that in itself made what I had went through easier to go through.
Okay, well, I am so glad to hear that, Sunshine, because we all have our obstacles on a daily basis. Some days are worse than others. Some of them, they don't even bother us, They're just like, get up off me. But sometimes,
Exactly.
it can take a toll.
Yeah. Sometimes the things that weigh heavy on your spirit weigh really heavy when they're right back in front of you, especially when it comes to suffering. So learning to process through that, it was something I hadn't been able to do for a while. So that was the
Okay.
highlight of my day.
Okay. Well, with that being said, um, let me introduce you guys to the Big Boss Theory. Hashtag Revit. So, when I'm having my own personal thoughts and I know that it can be of help of other people, I definitely want to say Big Boss Theory because these are things that I'm coming up on my own life experience, things that I have experienced in my life, and I just put it out there for y'all. Have to be transparent sometimes. And then the hashtag Revit. Of course, I am B Brown, the revolutionary. So make sure you revolutionize everything in your life. Hashtag Revit. Okay, can you understand that, Sunshine? Can you give it that?
I can hashtag rev it up. You know
Ah,
what
okay. Now we don't want to add the up because we don't want to be on the engine, but we're
I'm
gonna
saying?
say
No,
Revit.
put it up, put it up.
There you go. Revit.
Yeah.
Hashtag Revit. All right. All right. With that being said, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. And our first topic for tonight: Carolyn Bryant arrest warrant found 67 years later.
Child.
Really though? Like, let's get
Yeah.
right into it. Let's get right into it.
Hmm. Please do.
Okay. So I have a few notes about this situation, so excuse me, let me get to it.
That sounds like
Carolyn
more than a
Bryant.
few.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
That sounds like more than quite a few.
Huh, child, baby, this touched my soul. So I had to get with it. All right. Carolyn Bryant, who is she?
Mm,
She is a Caucasian female who falsely accused 14-year-old Emmett Till in 1955 of offending her by whistling at her at a family grocery store. And let me just add this to the screen right quick.
mm-hmm.
Till was later abducted, tortured, shot, and lynched by Bryant's husband and his brother. This is a case of family vacation gone totally wrong because Mr. Till was actually from Chicago. Okay, he was actually visiting um, his uncle, and this tragedy happened to him. Okay, a failed justice system, an all-white jury acquitted Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam of all their charges. However, a year later, they went on to admit the act in a magazine. They sold their story to a reporter for $4,000 and spoke freely of the act of hurting, manipulating, and drowning a 14-year-old black male.
Child.
Get into it. Fast forward 2022, a team searching a Mississippi courthouse basement for evidence surrounding this case found an unserved warrant. The warrant was certified as authentic by a LaFleur County clerk on June 21st, which charged a white woman in the 1955 kidnapping of the black teenager. Almost 70 years later, Till's relatives want justice. And just to add a little bit more sprinkle to the story,
Mm,
in case you didn't know, his father died of the same death 11 years prior.
yeah.
Okay? Lewis, Emmett Till's father, was serving in the Army during World War II, where he and another private was found guilty of forceful acts of two and unaliving of one Italian woman in 1944. Who would have knew 11 years after we would have the Emmett Till story? Okay, before we get into this information, I definitely have something I want to share from the news, a news clip where the family is talking about wanting justice for their family,
Well, they should.
as they should. It's
Yeah,
time to get the justice that they deserve. And honestly, I don't feel like nobody is too old.
at all. They just arrested a 101-year-old former Nazi to throw him in jail for what he did during the Holocaust. So they
Oh
can
wow!
arrest her. They can arrest her as well.
Oh wow!
She looks
Oh,
mighty healthy.
oh wow! All right, let's see what we got right here. All right, it's definitely on screen.
The gruesome murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till horrified people around the world. Now, nearly 70 years after his death, an outstanding arrest warrant in his case was discovered last week in a Mississippi courthouse basement. Tonight, our Stephanie Douglas explains what the Till family is now pushing for. Stephanie.
That's right, Joy. A national civil rights activist, John C. Barnett, is helping the Till family seek long overdue justice by demanding Mississippi to execute the unserved warrant to Carolyn Bryant Donna.
So I believe that we need to get justice, and that small form of justice, even if she's arrested.
After newly discovered evidence of an outstanding arrest warrant found last week in the bottom of a Mississippi courthouse basement, a national civil
Wow.
rights activist is calling for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham.
We're not asking, we're demanding.
The unserved warrant
Yes.
charges Donham for her
Wow.
participation of abducting, kidnapping, and murdering Emmett Till in Mississippi in 1955. Despite Donham living in North Carolina today, Barnett wants both states to work together to bring her to justice.
To execute the warrant. Execute the warrant so that they can come to Raleigh. Or Raleigh will transport her back to Mississippi so that at least that the family of Emmett Till can get some justice.
Barnett is also demanding to meet with the district attorney in Raleigh to put the issue to rest. He says although she may be elderly now, Till died as a 14-year-old boy who never got justice.
So I don't care if she's 87. I don't care if she's 89. I don't care if she's 97. Because I know Miss Mamie, as I call her,
Yes.
died not knowing if her son was ever going to get justice.
Exactly.
Now, national civil rights activist John Barnett says if she is not arrested soon, members of the Black Panther are planning to visit Raleigh next Wednesday seeking action. In studio, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
just, they knew it was there.
Wow.
They just didn't want to arrest the poor white woman that was accosted by this black boy. They knew it was there, and they buried it. That's just what they did. They buried it.
Can you imagine after all this time they have protected this woman? And let me just give you a little bit more information on this situation. Miss Carolyn Bryant and her husband, which was a ex-military, lived in the back of the store. They were actually known to be poor. However, Emmett Till came from an educated middle-class home in Chicago. Okay.
Very well raised, very well raised, very well upbringing.
Yes.
Their father
Yes. And his mother didn't even want him to take that trip, to be honest.
Can you imagine the guilt she felt?
Yes.
Go. And then look what her husband and her son lost the same way. Could you imagine Luke like doing that? And his poor stepfather, that boy was well loved. He was, and he was stolen. For what? For nothing.
At the end of the day, no one should be above the law.
Is there a statute of limitations for kidnapping and murder?
Well, it's funny that you say that because I don't believe there is. However, they made sure they went and got Bill Cosby, and they didn't even have any evidence.
Sure did. Just hearsay, word of mouth.
She
said what he said.
Come on now, and we would definitely get into that situation a little bit later, but isn't that ironic?
They pick and choose who they go after. They have their reason.
This Emmett Till could still be alive today.
Yes.
Okay.
She been living her best life, living the white Karen's dream, and this boy is dead over a lie.
And to be honest, that was Karen activity back then, but baby, Karen's been around.
Yes, since the beginning. They learn, they evolve. Nonetheless, she's been alive, living well, being able to wake up every day. And this boy, because he was a boy, no matter what they say, he was a 14-year-old boy, because they like to call all boys men. He was a child. She lied on the child, and she knew she lied on that child too.
She know what she did. She know exactly what she did.
You know what she saw? She saw a well-dressed black boy and got angry at her situation.
Oh yeah, she didn't like that at all. I mean, why
Oh,
would you like that? Because back then, even now, black people aren't supposed to have any class.
at all.
They're not supposed to look nice and be cleaned up very well.
They ain't supposed to one up them.
It's so pathetic what they
It's
did
sad.
to that young boy. And let's just take a look at this picture. We all know the story. We have all seen the pictures, but let's just look at it one more time. That boy eye was gouged out his face.
How can you do that to a baby?
Exactly. You got
Like,
to have
how does that make
evil
you a
in
big
you.
man assaulting a child?
Exactly. And do
How?
you know that they made him wear a cotton gin and go stand at the edge of the creek?
Child.
Yes, yes. They made him put on a cotton gin. And Lord knows what all they did to this poor young child. Because that looks nothing like, to be honest, I just don't even have words for that. Because the funeral director even said that he did everything he could to just make
Take it
it look
presentable.
human again.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's sad that
And
you can do that to a child.
mm, mm, mm.
I'm going to keep saying that. He was a child. He was a child. He was a child.
He
And
was
he
a
was a
child.
child.
Yes, he was. He was a child. He was a child. And my thing is this, even because we don't know if he did that or not. I can't take your word for it. You people lie all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he said it or not, but even if he had made the mistake of saying anything, thing is, oh, and mind you, she was the only one that heard it.
Exactly.
No one else was there in the store.
Exactly.
Oh, and then here's another thing. They were not going to say anything to their.
Hold on. Hold on. Listen to this. In there's an article. Emmett Till's accuser admit that she lied.
Yes, 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 yes,
She admitted she lied.
yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She was.
So,
That's a sin.
oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Like, I hate to say it, but you got to pay for, after you sow that, you got to pay for it.
Yes.
You got to pay
You
for it. You
do.
just can't sit on it and allow it to become a nothing. No, you have to pay for that stuff.
Yes, you really do.
Yeah, because you know better. Like y'all, oh my gosh, like I just can't. I even with all of um, the mass shootings that are going on with these young 18-year-old white males and stuff. If I had a chance to do what they did to him, I'm just being for real, sunshine. I couldn't even do it.
I
What I would,
couldn't.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
That's
What I would
evil
like to see,
because
just
we are not evil
throw him in
people.
jail.
We are not evil people.
We're
We're
not.
not.
We're
That's the
not.
evilness within you to do that kind of harm to someone, especially there's you have to be born with that. There has to be some kind of hatred within you to be able to do that just because he was black and
Well,
because he had things that you did not have. Like that's hatred.
you know what it stemmed from?
Mm-hmm.
That stemmed from slavery, where they were
Mm-hmm.
used to beating down, doing in and everything to those slaves, and they had to look up to them. They had to respect them, whereas they got none of that in return. So when they did become free, Juneteenth, it was a massacre. Those bigots those KKKs, they
Mm-hmm.
hated that. Like, what type of
Not that they
DNA?
didn't get paid. They got paid for slavery. They got the reparations. They got paid for every slave that they lost. So what y'all mad for?
Huh?
What you
Although
mad for?
my ancestors got nothing in return.
I'm still waiting for my 40 acres and my mule.
Hmm.
I am. But that's okay. We ain't gonna talk. Why? Why are you so angry? You're mad because you actually have to do some work now? You have to fend for yourself? Raise your own children?
It's so sad because they, even though there's all the proof, they never want to admit to the horrendous things that they have done to people, not only black people, but people, any indigenous people. They don't want to admit to anything, any of
Exactly.
the things that they have done. And
Exactly.
your sins are yours to carry. So,
And to whatever God you pray to.
yes.
Okay? Whatever God you pray to, you have to answer to them. So I hope
Yes. And I don't care if she's 99.9. She deserves to go to jail.
I don't
She
care if she's on her
deserves,
deathbed. She can die in the infirmary of somebody's prison.
like, she deserves to go before a jury and be tried.
Yeah.
Honestly, she do. Like, that was all wrong what she did.
Heck, didn't her husband admit to their wrongdoings and get paid
Yes,
for it?
he did. I just told you he took $4,000 and
Exactly.
admitted to it all.
So you profited off of the murder of a black child.
Yes, a child, honey, a child.
A
How
child.
could you?
Because you're evil. Just
So
because
sad.
you're evil.
So sad. So,
Yeah.
so sad. However, I hope the Till family keep going in this situation and they move forward to get these people taken care of. Mind you, the two men, they have went on and passed away, and both of them died of cancer.
Yes. See? Karma.
So, it's a sad situation to be told. And I just wouldn't even want to be her. You still alive in this era. You,
Yeah.
ain't no telling what all she done went through, Sunshine.
Well, listen, may the odds forever be in her favor.
Come on now.
Because these new kids, they be on one. They doxing the SCOUTUS and stuff, so they be on one.
And do. And do. So, with that being said, I want to give her a big old strong. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Moving right along with our next story. Miranda Rights.
Do you know
So,
that?
where are we in the world today to have to talk about Miranda Rights?
I thought it was 2022.
I thought it was 2022 as well, but it seems like to me we're going in reverse.
Yeah.
Like, what is this all about? So, okay, it is saying that citizens can no longer sue the police for improper reads of their Miranda rights. And these are your Miranda rights. Let's talk about it. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? Now let's talk about this.
Cause
Please.
I got something to say. Number 5. How many times? I mean, I have never recalled being said you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statement. I
It's
watch
not-
Cops.
Me too. Me too. Go ahead. Go
One of
ahead.
my favorite shows. I watch Cops. I watch 60 Days In and all them cop shows, and I can never recall them saying the 5th Miranda warning. Like I can't recall.
It's kind of like a if you know type situation.
And if you don't, you don't.
And if you don't, you don't, which is very, very sad because once again, these are the people that we are supposed to what? Trust? Are you serious?
Why? The police system is rooted in slavery. You know, I don't trust anything about the injustice system, and I mean the justice system in America.
Honey, can we just call it the system?
Okay, the system. Yes.
Because it ain't nothing about justice.
It's all about injustice of particular people, but I do digress. No, I do no. I have, and then I don't. If you're not doing something wrong, why make laws that protect your wrongdoing?
Exactly.
That's all that makes me think of. Because that's just protecting the bad cops. When are bad cops going to be? What they say about a bad apple?
Yes, spoiled a whole bunch.
Get rid of them. I just watched the video of two police officers, holding down on the ground a black man, telling him not to resist as they held his arms. This police officer looked around before he proceeded to punch this man in his head.
Like, okay. So they do know that there are cameras everywhere now. Like, and it seems like to me, God is making it where y'all can be seen even when you don't think you're being seen.
And I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
It's the only defense that some of us have.
Exactly. Sometimes it ain't even it's not even a defense. Look at Eric Garner. Did he ever receive justice? We do digress. I have to put things. I have to say what it is, and not what people want it to be. Sometimes even the video camera, the video footage doesn't say particular kinds of people.
Well, when you are making the laws, you are the lawyer, the judge, the prosecution. Honey, how can you win?
Sometimes even the defense.
Even the defense, honey.
Yeah.
Like, this world is definitely one of pure foolishness, if you just want to break it down so anybody can understand it, honey. I ain't going to even try to wreck my brain trying to figure out anything else to say except for pure foolishness, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We all have rights. We all supposed to be treated as equal, but I just don't see that. I don't see that. It's okay. So we're going to continue on, and you're going to see throughout the show that we don't see the same things that these Caucasian people see when it comes to life.
Exactly.
Okay? They don't care about us. It don't matter to them if they tear our families apart. They already showed us that back in slavery, and they trying to change slavery as well to what is it? What involuntary what?
Involuntary servitude. They're trying to romanticize it.
Yeah, they're trying to make it real cute, so
like
that
Thomas Jefferson and Sally. They made it real cute. It wasn't a love story.
No, it was not. Let's not do that. We're not going to pretend, okay? That's not
You know,
what
they
we're
have
going
an
to
issue
do.
with accountability for their violence. That's what that is. Lack of accountability for their barbarism. That's
Oh,
what that is.
involuntary relocation.
I'm going. Where do I go every night to bed? I'm going to bed. I'm
So
going to
you
bed.
so you telling me that okay, I didn't volunteer to be taken to a new place is the same as slavery?
Chattel slavery at that, because
Like,
there is a difference. And like chattel slavery was the worst slavery. They'll tell you that like there's some a slave trade. This happened when the pirates enslaved the people on the ships. That is not the same slave servitude as chattel slavery. Completely different. Everyone wants to be oppressed in the same way. Their slavery and their oppression. No, this is America. We want to speak American. Okay.
let's stop playing and be adults about this life that we're living, honey. Stop
Take
trying to
accountability.
create a wording or make light of situations because you're the ones that did it. Let's stop doing that, please. It's really ignorant.
You won't teach critical race theory in schools because it wasn't your great great grandmother. It was your grandmother and your mother,
Hmm.
your aunties and your uncles.
It was the great, 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 great grand roach.
Listen, the great great ghost cricket. Okay, all right, great great ghost cricket. All right, no ma'am.
No, ma'am. No,
No.
ma'am, and no, sir.
Children, listen, the Caucasian clan be trying it. They really do. Like they like no, you will take accountability because the only heathens, they were not black. The
No.
barbarians, they were not black. No, the savages were not black. The savages were the people that delved out those punishments and that life. Those were the savages, not the slaves themselves.
So, with that being said, you guys, if you have to take this and screenshot it so you can know your Miranda rights, do so right now. Better yet, go Google it, save it, screenshot it so you'll have it because at this point in time, that type of stuff like that, you need it. Okay? You just need it for your protection.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, once again,
Access denied.
no, it's a no for me. It's a
Yeah.
no for me. It's a no for me, okay? Because you're always trying to cover up and hide stuff. It's a no for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, on to the next topic. How you feeling, Sunshine? You okay?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Okay, you still here with me?
I'm looking for my bonnet as we speak. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
It's time for me to be taken out because it's about to go places. I feel it in my spirit. I feel it's about to go places.
No, I ain't lying. Yeah, this old late night makeup show, but hey, we got you.
We're gonna make it do what it do.
I'll make it do what it do, baby. Plus, we're gonna give you the real. You can only get the real here, okay? All right, so on to the next. We're gonna talk about Cosby, Kelly versus Weinstein and Epstein sentences. Okay. There's nothing to it but to do it. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay. As you can see, we have a collage of each person. What's the difference here? All right, as we already know, R. Kelly, he was sentenced to 30 years for some of the wrongdoings that he did concerning underage females. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not protecting anyone. He was wrong in what he was doing. So,
Yes, he was.
Okay, you got 30 years. Okay. Bill Cosby, he received 10 years with no evidence. They later let him out. He served 3, but he was hit for $500,000 by a 16-year-old by the name of Judy Huff that claimed she was at the Playboy Mansion in 1975, where he basically forced himself on her. But my question is, what in the hell are you doing at the Playboy Mansion at 16 years old around grown men?
Listen, I'm gonna ask her parents why they didn't know. Now, first they met him in a park at night, her and a friend.
Mm.
They said that he was like, "Can we go play tennis?" And they linked up later on at the Playboy Mansion. Where are your parents?
Where your mama and them at, girl?
Why are they asking questions? Because I know I couldn't go no daggone where you going? Who you going to be? Who's going to be there?
Listen, it could have been Jesus Christ himself. I'm like, hey, can I go? Cause my child young. And
Exactly.
I just want to make sure that everything gonna be all right.
Give me a license plate number, a telephone number, where you want to be at. Oh no, she can't go there.
No, that's not what we're doing. So no. All right, let's keep it going. So as we all know, Weinstein, the Hollywood producer that had the story of the couch. Everybody knew about the couch, child. Trust and believe. He was sentenced to 23 years, but he was extradited to California in 2021. All right, so that's really convenient, but okay.
That sounds cushy. That sounds very cushy.
Most definitely.
Pedophile living in style.
Right, honey, you said it. All right, so then we have Mr. Epstein. I'm talking about the king of kings when it comes to this mess, honey. R. Kelly ain't got nothing on you, baby.
He got a whole island, okay? He has a whole island.
A whole island, baby. And then not only that, but he was sentenced to 18 months.
Like, with work release. With work release.
With work release. What they do with it?
6 days a week, 12 hours a day. You're in jail for touching someone's 14-year-old child. You go to jail for 18 months. You're out for work release. 6 days. Man, you was there on the weekends. He slept here.
And that's that.
He took a shower with the bed there. That's all he did.
And then we all know that his demise came because once he would have started writing down all those names,
yes,
we would have had to go through basically the whole Hollywood, a lot of politicians, a lot of big wig people, a lot of people that's rich, a lot of people with money, a lot of people of influence right now.
Doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers, judges. The list goes on and on and on.
Come on now. The list goes.
So did he really unalive himself, or did someone assist in his unaliving?
It make you think, because to be honest, no one wants to have to live up to the situation that was put before them when they finally did catch him. And he became so bold.
Yes. Just outright with it, like, here I am, boom. What you gonna do? Who gonna check me, boo?
Yeah. And then, a lot of people was concerned about how he obtained his wealth.
Yes.
Yeah. He was really, really rich.
I mean, like, he had money, honey.
I'm talking about no little cha-ching. I'm talking about not even bankrolls. I'm talking about wealth, honey. Wealth.
The man owned an island. Okay.
I'm talking about where all of the little activities went down at.
Yes. Your own island, houses, private everything. You have an island. He probably had his own bank. Come on.
But I said all this to say, Sunshine, look at the sentences that were
Yes.
handed down to these men.
Yes.
Bill Cosby, they had no evidence. It was
It was
word of
only
mouth.
she
His
said.
wife, yes, his wife even said she feel like that it was embedded in racism.
It was. Wasn't Bill Cosby supposed to buy a particular network?
Yes, that's what
That's
they
when
say.
all this stuff resurfaced.
That's what they say.
And
And
my
then,
thing is this. See, I don't care. In 1970, whatever, he just walking around sexually like assaulting white women
like
in the
how?
70s,
How?
late
How,
60s.
Sway?
House, yeah, say it again, Houseway. Because he didn't have a name back then. So riddle me that. And then I'm sorry, but there's a such thing called business hours where you conduct business. I'm not going to no man's house as a woman by myself, number one. Drinking alcohol, popping pills. No, that's not what we do. That was the casting couch that Harvey Weinstein was having.
Huh.
I
I'm
don't,
talking about all type of actresses have talked about that.
yes. Come on. I don't, this whole victim, I'm not, it's common sense. Common sense is not victim blaming. And it's sad that we have to think of that as women, that we have to protect ourselves instead of these men telling other men to be better men. And we as women have to be on defense mode all the time. Yes, you be on defense mode all the time. It's inappropriate.
And let's be real. Let's be real. R. Kelly had some accusers, but once again, he had the evidence of that tape, but did they ever really get down to the bottom of it and say, boom, this is the evidence right here, and you did it?
Exactly.
No.
Do you know what they had? They had that one videotape with that 12-year-old girl. That's what they had.
Which I'm not protecting him because I feel like he did it.
Oh, yeah, he did it.
I feel like he did it.
I'm protecting him. I've known R. Kelly was not a man of good character since the 90s. I listened to lyrics, not just music. And all his music is very creepy to me.
Yeah.
You talk about an underage girl. Aaliyah was 15. It's creepy.
And it's so sad that I am so glad she didn't have to live through none of this stuff.
Yes. May the gods rest her soul.
But I'm glad that she didn't have to live through any of this because it's embarrassing. Okay.
Yes. Traumatic.
Big grown man seducing this young girl. She don't know no better. All she want to do is have a career in music.
Exactly. And you preyed upon her.
Preyed upon her. And then let me add this too. Where her mom and dad and them at?
That's what I'm saying.
And they should be right there with everybody else.
Exactly. Because listen, I have daughters and I wish I wouldn't know. No, never. You're always looking for money. Y'all use your children as an easy payday. No, you pimp your kids out. You can go to jail too. Because why would you, as a mother, as a father, send your young child with some grown man? I don't care how much money you think he's finna make you. We going, baby girl. You and I, we finna go together, or you ain't going nowhere.
So this whole story definitely gives me the creeps. So with that being said, yeah.
It also be boo. Yes. It's just too much. It's too much.
Too much. All right, we're going to move right along with our next story. SCOUTUS Clarence Thomas and Senator John Cornyn, man, whatever his name is, okay?
Cornball,
honey. We're going to call him Senator John Cornball, okay? But these two are definitely on the list for pure foolishness as usual. So, Mr. Clarence Thomas here, he has decided, honey, they need to ban gay marriage. And he also feels like the decisions about the abortion law, that they should definitely ban contraceptives as well. So let me read this little passage to you right quick. The right to an abortion, they said, arose from the right to access contraception, which was established in the Griswold versus Connecticut in 1965. The decisions in the abortion cases opened the door for the court to protect the right to same-sex intimacy and same-sex marriage in Lawrence versus Texas in 2003, and Obergefell versus Hodges in 2015. All right. Okay. So, all right.
Child.
As you can see, he has already morphed into his favorite person, exactly who he needs to be. Because, child.
But wait.
If you don't sit down somewhere,
overturn interracial marriage as well. I mean, because I forgot. I know why. He's married to a Karen. Oh, okay.
Shut the front door.
And the back door, the side door, and the third floor windows. Yes. He's married to a Karen. Yes, he is. Very happily to a Karen.
Okay. Well, thing is this. You're not a woman, honey. I hate to tell you, but you don't have what it takes to be a woman. You're a man, so you should stay in your man lane, honey. Because once you start tampering in the rights of women, then you might as well just become one. And you can never be that unless you are born one, honey. And for all of y'all trying to jump down Macy Gray throat, leave her alone. I agree with what she say, honey. You live up to what you are. But if you're not, whatever you are born, that's what you are. Even if you have different feelings, that's fine. And you can do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better. But let's just be real with what this world has to offer. You have a right to do what you want to do, but let's not keep trying to jump down people's throat because of their opinion. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, how you gonna try to tell a woman what to do? And then why are you so concerned about who is with who and who's married to who and how they live in their life happily ever after? Like, why is that such a big concern for you, sir?
Number one, contraception is not just to prevent pregnancy.
Come on, okay?
There are more things that the pill depot, there are more things that contraceptives do than prevent pregnancy. Number one. Number two, please stay out of the people that own uteruses business.
Come on now, Stephanie.
Please mind the business that pays you, because the only reason they are so concerned is because men just have the need to control.
Yes.
They have no real process in the process of birth. They are the fertilizer and not the seed, because the seed is implanted in the earth. The seed is in the womb, where it grows from. They are fertilizer, not the seed. Let's just get that clear. You have no control over that. What your faith dictates does not dictate my bodily autonomy. I don't care if you think life begins. Life actually begins, sir, in your semen, because semen carry, they can smell. Semen, that's how they find the egg. They actually have sensors that actually allow to smell. So therefore, every time a man ejaculates and doesn't get a woman pregnant, he's committing murder. Let's just keep that a whole thing. Let's make it make sense. If I can miscarry and and have it be called murder, then every time you ejaculate without impregnating someone, you're committing murder as well.
Okay.
Okay. You want to strip my bodily autonomy? Let's make every boy at puberty get a vasectomy until he's mentally, emotionally, financially stable to have one.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't know what the obsession is with saying that it's the word sex. Okay, it's the word sex, because on the same sex marriage, the only thing they focus on is sex. Gay people, that's not what we do all day. Like, we are actually people. We have relationships. We have bonds. The same way heterosexuals have relationships, it's the same thing that we do. So the only difference is we date the people that we look like. We date the same people that have the same parts. That's the only difference. We argue the same. We get married and divorced the same. We raise bad behind kids the same. We do everything like y'all do. Why are you minding our business?
And a lot of them do it better.
I'ma just, I don't have my cup. I need some tea.
And I'm gonna mind my business.
Just the one that pays me.
So, sir, please stop. Sit down somewhere. Like we, go over there. We'll trade you out for anybody that's
Before we start another petition.
yeah,
Okay.
because everybody is tired of you, honey. No one wants you keep running your mouth and saying foolish things that has no value. Okay.
All I have to say is they should have listened to Miss Anita Hill in the 90s. And that's the last thing I have to say about Sir Clarence Thomas.
All right. Then we go to Mr. John Cornyn. Okay.
You know what he looks like? You ever see Underworld?
Yes.
A vampire movie?
Yes.
That's who he looks like. That vampire.
Well, Mr. Cornyn feels like they should revisit the Plessy versus Ferguson and the Brown versus Education. He feel like they should definitely revisit both of those. He put out this tweet that was just pure foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you people like this? Is a good question.
The most asinine thing I ever. Is this what they really meant when they said "Make America Great Again"? Because I feel they were going into a regression.
Oh yeah, we definitely going back.
That's really how I feel. I feel like they want to go back in time where straight white men held all the power, and brown people that were under their rule were under them as well.
Let's just get back on him real quick and just look at what he says. Should consider rulings legalizing gay marriage and birth control. Like, bro, you really sound like a clown. Okay, you sound like a pure clown. Okay, and let's get into this other man looking like, honey, he's definitely from the underworld. Like, bro, I believe that these people are embedded in evil, though, to be honest.
Yes. Your children grow from learning with people of other cultures. They learn to be better people when they are surrounded by people that don't look like them. They grow a greater respect for other people. So why would you not want that to happen?
So, Mr. Cornyn said, now do Plessy versus Ferguson and Brown versus Board of Education. After Barack Obama put out a tweet about, them taking the Supreme Court justice ruling from 50 years ago and reversing it. So a woman, can't do what she wants to do. They go back and reverse it. So he replies to Obama's tweet and says, now do Plessy versus Ferguson and Brown versus Board of Education. And advocate just beyond, he's beyond done with the whole statement. He says, no, Sean King, by the way, no, this isn't fake. And it's very dangerous. New development. I've never seen this in my life. Child.
A sitting senator.
Yes.
It's dangerous. Yeah. That's very dangerous talk.
Yeah, he says these white supremacists are being emboldened and saying things out loud that they have never said before in public.
Yes.
And as y'all see right here, y'all can go and follow Sunshine Lorena on TikTok. She has some very interesting things on her page, so you definitely can go and follow her on TikTok.
Yes.
But child, I am over this foolishness. Like,
It's too much.
why, honey? Why?
I
Like,
really feel like they don't want growth. Like that is the problem. Like they just do not want the growth of like these kids. And see that's the thing. It's these kids. These kids nowadays, they're not putting up with the foolishness. Like they're not for all their rhetoric of segregation and black and white. They're not with that. It's like those days are gone, and they
well,
want to be together because
they
they
definitely
know
got to
that
fight on their hands. They got to fight. They want to have fun and do. But you know what? Let's be real now.
not all of
Down by the river, there are some
yes,
that has been bred since they were this big,
yeah,
and they just like them. But for the most part, the children want to be united, have a good time. They want to dance. They don't. They don't want to be a part of all this foolishness.
yes. They really don't, and I'm very proud of these kids.
Me
I
too.
really am. And a lot of these kids are standing up to their racist parents,
Hmm.
grandparents, aunties, uncles, friends, even. I love that. I love to see it. I really do. I love to see that happen. I
Me too.
do.
Me too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up with this last thing. But before we go, we definitely want to give them a big fat
Access denied.
hmm.
Me too.
Don't play with it.
Yes.
So here we go. With foolishness on top of foolishness on top of foolishness, more mass shootings. So for the 4th of July, they have decided that they was going to light the world up once again.
Yes.
And we had mass shootings once again, like,
Even in my city,
yes, even in your city.
down the street from my job, across the road from my job at that.
And the thing that bothers me most is that it's the same type of little guy that's doing this. And
Mm-hmm.
when they arrest them, they
Yeah.
arrest them. They arrest them. That's just enough. They arrest them. However, they pump, how many rounds was it? 40
60.
rounds.
I thought it was 60.
Okay, so it was 60. I'm wrong because you were right. It was I want to say 20 to 30 rounds were found on the ground. So they missed him a few times. So
Mm-hmm.
they pumped this young man 60 rounds. He was not harming anyone. He didn't have a firearm. All he did was try
Run
to
away.
run away. Because I'm more than sure he was scared.
Mm-hmm. Because we
Because
know
he
what
already
happens to
know what
black
time
men.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna even show this video or anything like that, but I want to definitely talk about what are y'all gonna do, President, to stop these shootings. So there were 323 mass shootings in 2018 that fit the inclusion criteria of this article, resulting in 387 deaths, 1,283 injuries, for a total of 1,670 victims. All right. So in 2019, there were 434 mass shootings, okay? And there were 517 deaths, and there were 1,643 injuries, well, for a total of 2,160 victims, honey. Compared to the previous year, there were 111 more incidents.
Yeah.
Pretty sad and pathetic.
Beyond pathetic.
So in 2020, there were 614 of those MSs, okay, and 446 unalives, 2,515 injuries, which brings to a total of almost 3 racks, 2,961, compared to the previous year, 180 more. Okay. December 2021, 693 of which 303 resulted in 0 deaths, fit the MS's tracker project criteria, leaving 703 people unalive and 2,842 injured for a total of 3,545 total victims, some including the shooters.
The numbers
So
just increase every year.
they've been increasing every year. And this year in 2022, there have been over 300, and the year's not even done yet. We're just halfway through the year.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of these shootings, the shooter already have it planned out and somebody know about it. But guess what? Nobody says a thing about it. No one does a thing about it. So at this point in time, I'm feeling like just throw the whole system away. You're not worth anything because you're not helping anyone, and things are getting worse and worse. Like, put somebody in place that can actually help the United States of America instead of hurting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Most definitely. They need to have a whole board. Because these people, they print out their manifestos, they put them on the internet in some grandiose type statement. This most recent was the Highland Park, correct? He
mhm.
sent his quote-unquote manifesto to the police,
Yes,
and yet nothing was done. There was nothing to prevent this done at all.
it's pretty sad and
That's
pathetic.
all y'all doing. It's like they're allowing it to happen. For what?
It's pretty sad and pathetic. Pretty sad and pathetic. But I do know this. We have to be careful. We have to also step up is our security in our neighborhoods. We can't just go around here acting like nothing is going on at all.
Yeah.
Like, even at church, they have made a conscious decision to make sure that there is security at this point, and I'm so glad that they are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, y'all just take care of yourselves.
Yeah. Oh, and ladies, one thing. If you have a cycle tracker that tracks your menstrual cycle or your ovulation cycle, please delete your applications, erase all of your data, clear your cache, and delete the app. They sell your private information, and they are now watching every single one of them.
Yes, and this information comes from a highly respectable source that's definitely in the medicine field.
Yes.
So yes, let's do that. Well, with that being said, we want to thank you all for tuning in to the show tonight. Once again, this is a makeup show. So share, subscribe to the channel, Truth About a Boss. We also have these great mugs. Yes, we do. And we also have other things for the Talk About It Tuesday shows that you can definitely get this on the channel. The link of the channel is in the comments, which if you're already on the page, guess what? You can subscribe just that easy. If you run across this page, subscribe. We have gear that's available for everyone. We have cups. We have all type of things. So make sure you go in and patronize. And if we're doing a great job and you want to give to the channel, how about you go ahead and do it to $GAABTV, which is in the comments as well, because we are also known as DAF TV. Okay. Sunshine, do you have anything else you would like to say to the people before we get out of here?
Love on yourself, love on your babies, love on the people that actually love you in return.
All right. And with that being said, thank you guys once again for tuning in, and millionaire pending. I'm out.